going on, guys? Matty here. We're back with another video. Today we're talking about 3 unique bicep exercises that you need to incorporate into your routine. You don't have to, but I recommend them. They're great variations. So quick crash course on the biceps. What is their main function? So we have elbow flexion right here, which you see during every curl. We have supination, so turning the palm and the forearm up. And then they also help contribute to shoulder flexion. So we're going to talk about 3 exercises that are really going to help you with your biceps training, working that bicep through the entire range of motion. So let's get right into those 3 movements. So let's kick off this video talking about one of my favorite movements. That's the kettlebell curl. Now this doesn't replace the dumbbell curl, the barbell curl, the easy curl bar, but let me tell you why I love this movement. So first issue we see with dumbbells. Now I love the dumbbell curl, but first thing is people just go too heavy and they use their ego and they do a lot of cheating and momentum and stuff like that. Another thing is they tend to over curl, and what I mean by that is they curl, they come up, and they come all the way up here, and now there's no more tension on the bicep. So gravity's pulling the weight down, but because I'm in this position, my bicep isn't being tense at all. So dumbbell curl, nothing wrong with doing them. It's great for starting in a neutral position, coming up, supinating as you come up, and squeeze, and then back down. But again, people go too heavy, and they over curl and lose tension at the top. Now, when you use kettlebells, you avoid that issue of losing tension because the weight is hanging below your wrist. So as you come up and curl, the weight is pulling you down the entire time. So even if you come all the way up here, there's still tension on that bicep. So you can't really over curl with a kettlebell. The other thing I like is it's going to reinforce proper technique. If you try and cheat with a kettlebell, you're going to get feedback, and that feedback is going to hurt. So if you go like this and you swing like this, the kettlebell is going to hit you in the wrist, and that shit's going to hurt. Trust me. It reinforces the good technique, but you're performing it just like a regular curl. So right here at the sides, coming up, nice and slow, tension, 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 squeeze and hold, back down nice and slow. Up, squeeze and hold, back down nice and slow. Now if you really, really want to make this challenging and make sure your technique is on point, you can come over here and go ahead and put your back up against the wall just like this. So now you can't use your hips to cheat and get the weight up. So you might have to lighten the weight a little bit, but you'll get a really good contraction. So back against the wall right here, arms at your sides, up slow, squeeze, back down. Up slow, squeeze, back down. So definitely give that a shot. Next up, we're talking about the high cable concentration curl. So these are in no particular order, but let's jump into this one. So what we're looking for here, remember earlier during the biceps crash course, I talked about the biceps contributing to shoulder flexion. So that's what we're going to talk about in this exercise right here. So we're here, shoulder flexed, and all we're doing is keeping this upper arm stationary. We're flexing at the elbow, we're squeezing, we hold, and then we go back down. Now if you want a little bit more tension and you really want that peak contraction in the shortened position, you can go ahead, curl it here, and then bring it behind your head and get a little bit more out of that movement. So again, we're here, we curl, we squeeze, and we drive up behind the head a little bit. Now one thing you want to do with this exercise is use this part of your hand when you're curling. So when you curl a dumbbell, we supinate and we turn that pinky like that, so we get more of a peak contraction on the bicep. That's what you want to think about when you're curling here. So just to show you real quick, watch what happens when I go like this, and then when I go like that. So I'm not flexing any harder, but as I turn my pinky like that, my bicep peaks up a little bit higher. So we're getting a little bit more out of that movement. So again, we're thinking about pushing off of this part of the hand, like this, curl, squeeze, and bring it up a little bit. You can also do this with 2 arms, but you see this movement performed wrong a lot, and that's because people go heavier than they can and they can't control it. So you see a lot of this, and there's a lot of momentum at the upper arm, at the elbow, at the shoulder, so there's not a lot of tension on the bicep, which is the purpose of the exercise. So if you're going to do it this way, we want shoulder flexion, so we're lifting up a little bit right here, so now there's already tension on those biceps. We're coming in, we're curling, we're squeezing, and we're going behind the head a little bit. So from here to here, you're getting a little bit more out of that movement. So again, fully extended right here. Curl, 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 squeeze, a little bit behind the head, squeeze, and then back down. Last exercise, we're right here on the cables again, and we're talking about the Beijing Curl. So this is going to be similar to an incline dumbbell curl. So you're on an incline bench, you're in this fully extended position, so shoulder extension, a fully lengthened bicep, and you're going to get a lot out of this range. So with your shoulder extended like this. As soon as you start to curl up, there's gonna be a lot of tension on the bicep. So remember how I said earlier, we wanna work the bicep throughout the entire range of motion, focusing on a lengthened bicep, a normal curl, and then the shortened position, which is up here. So we're covering all those spectrums. So this is the Bayesian curl right here. What we're gonna do is, we're just gonna set up with the cable pulley set low. We're gonna step away from the stack slightly. And now all we're doing with our shoulder in this extended position is we're gonna go ahead, curl right here, squeeze, and back down. Now, one thing to keep in mind, this is really important, do not go too heavy with this movement, because with a fully lengthened bicep like that, it can be very easy to tear something if you try and go too heavy or use too much momentum or cheating. So this is a very strict curl. So again, we're extended right here, fully lengthened bicep. We're gonna go ahead, curl up. You can twist a little bit, like I said, with that pinky to get a little bit more out of the contraction. Squeeze, hold, back down nice and slow. If you want to, you can actually lock out and flex the tricep when you're back here, just to reinforce the fact that your bicep is fully lengthened. So that's gonna take you to the full range. So start with this flexed tricep. Go ahead, start squeezing the bicep now. Up, up, up. Squeeze, hold. Back down nice and slow. So you see the only thing that's moving right now is my forearm. Elbow stationary, flexing the bicep, and that's it. So I just realized as I'm editing this video that you're watching, I never recorded the outro for it in the gym because the gym was closed when we were filming that video. So here's the outro. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the support as always. If you enjoyed this video, please click that thumbs up button. That really helps out the channel. If you're not subscribed, make sure to do so before you go. And drop a comment down below if you'd like to see more videos like this in the gym of me breaking down some exercises and showing you some of the tips and tricks I've learned over the years of training. So again, thanks for watching guys. I'll talk to you all in the next video.